What's going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Today is Monday. It is Cinco de Mayo, and I appreciate you guys rocking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Today on the show, we are discussing Michigan football and the fallout, right, around Sherrone Moore. Suspended 2 games, right, Sherrone Moore, 2 games amid the Connor Stalions scandal. We're going to be talking a little bit of President Donald Trump, as he was here last weekend to meet with, obviously, the university for the commencement speech, but also spoke with Saban about NIL talks, right? That's going to be really interesting to see if anything does kind of transpire from that. Bama graduates, a couple football players graduated. We're going to give them some love. Jalen Milroe, one of them. We're also going to recap the Kentucky Derby. Did you guys watch the Derby? I love the Derby, all right? You have Sovereignty, who upset journalism. I'm going to ask you a question behind that as well. Jalen Milroe watch. Look, strong first impressions with the Seattle Seahawks, and Ryan Williams holds a youth camp that, had, 5,000 people waiting to meet the young Ryan Williams. So good morning to everybody that is inside the comment box. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you had a restful weekend. I hope that you had time to spend with your family, and I hope that you are excited about today's show, and I always appreciate rocking with you. Let's see who is inside the comment box this morning. We got Alyssa. Good morning to you. I appreciate you for being here. Always perfect attendant. Thank you so much. Herman, what's going on? Good to see you. CJ, what's up, man? Roll Tide to you. We got Max Tooney always up in the house. Herman, what's up, man? Good morning to you as well. I really appreciate you being here. Army 3275, good morning to you as well. Matt Dunn, what's up, man? Good to see you. I love you being here. Sean Lilly, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Good morning to you. Melon Jesus, good morning to you. Kaylin Childress, good morning. Robert Bradley, what's up, man? Kings Riz, good morning, man. What's up? How you doing this Monday? Ruben Poole, what's up, man? You're going to win one of those hoodies at some time, I promise you. Anita, what's up? Sammy D's, good morning. Melon Jesus, what's up, man? Austin coming to us from Houston. I need to go down to Houston. I haven't been in Texas in a minute. I need to go down there. Yo, holler at me if you play golf in Texas. I'll go hang out. Or if you have, you know what? I'm trying to do a bass fishing little tour. More on that another time. Marcus Cachel, what's up, man? Good to see you as always. Chris from New Jersey, good morning to you. Stanford Mom, what's up? And Kaylin the boss, always up here. Gene, what's up, man? And Larry Large coming to us. All right. Good to have you guys checked in. We had a long, restful weekend. It was good. Got some golf in. Went up to Silver Lakes. Very difficult and challenging course, but I had a really good time. I love to compete, and that won't be the last time that you're hearing about my golf experiences, because golf is a big part of my summer. I love it. I love to get outside. Sherrone Moore has been suspended. Did you all see this? This is college football news. Michigan head football coach Sherrone Moore expected to be suspended 2 games, weeks 3 and 4. Now, the sanctions are coming from Michigan, right? Self-imposed amid the Connor Stalions scandal. We're still kind of moving towards that and away from that, I guess. He's going to be suspended for games against Central Michigan and Nebraska. Okay. He barred from team duties and faces recruiting penalties as well. The NCAA can still impose additional penalties. The season opener is against New Mexico. Week 2, they take on Oklahoma. Look, around all this Connor Stallion stuff, it seems like that stuff is, still getting washed out by Michigan. Let me just ask you inside the comment box, and if you're listening to the show, weren't you surprised that Jim Harbaugh never got more? He was never more penalized. And think about this. Michigan was really never penalized, and that was the year they won the national championship. That was the year that they beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Let me ask you this. Don't you think that the penalties – so this is my question for you. Let me phrase it like this. Do you feel that Michigan still got off lightly from these allegations? This is a couple years ago. Yes or no? Do you think they got off easy? I do. And even this, this suspension is really nothing. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, what was he suspended, the later part of that season? I think that Michigan still got off a little bit easy. And then Jim Harbaugh, it didn't really matter to him because he was going to bounce out anyways to the NFL. You get what I'm saying? And it was weird because Alabama played Michigan in the Rose Bowl. They even asked Coach Saban about it. But there was really nothing that the NCAA could do because it was such a short time frame. And Michigan won the national championship that year. That's what's so crazy. They beat Alabama that year. Army 3275 points out that this is its second violation, right? So, look, the NCAA clearly a mess, but this is one of the things, and this just came out, this morning. That's why I bring it up. And Michigan will still be there. In fact, in the back of the show, we'll talk conference odds to win the title, at least from the preseason perspective. Michigan will be there. They're still getting their guys. They just got Bryce Underwood, for goodness sake. I mean, outside of Keelan Russell, he's the guy from the quarterback perspective. But really interesting that kind of the hammer hasn't been coming down. It's kind of like these pats on the rear end. What would eliminate something like that would be like, okay, you guys from the jump, you guys are losing your first 6 games, period. But suspending the head coach for another 2 games, it's not going to matter. I mean, weeks 3 and 4, right? Not really a big thing. And you know what? Chris brings up a really good point inside the comment box. If this, and I know it's weird to say this, but if this was to happen to like Alabama, doesn't it seem like the penalties would be worse? I don't know why I think that. Maybe they wouldn't. It seems like they would come down harder on Bama because there's more Bama fatigue. Who knows? All right, so Sherrone Moore suspended weeks 3 and 4 to recap. And there could still be more penalties, but who knows what will happen. This is today's hoodie. We're going to spin the pinwheel on the back of the show. We got Ruben Poole in. We got Case. We got Lisa. We got Brandon. Claire Bourne. We got Army 3275. If you want to get into today's raffle, so this will be raffled at the end of the show. $10 to enter. Bama_YouTube. Cash App is Bama YouTube. I'll show this a couple times during the show. Portion of this goes back to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. Last time I was there, I was able to swing by, and really good people over there. Miss Susan is, she's good people. So if you want to get into the raffle, we have plenty of room. Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. If you've won the hoodies in the past, we've obviously shipped those out. Alex Wilder just sent me a photo of him. Let me see if I can get it real quick. In his hoodie, looks clean. He got the Ryan Williams one a couple, here he is. See if I can show you guys that. He's got the beard, man. We can almost be doppelgangers, man. So this is Alex Wilder, not family, but his family on Bama YouTube. You won the Ryan Williams hoodie. I like he's got the beard and the hat, man. All right, segment 2. Alabama football graduates. The thing is, you just had graduation, and I know kind of the headlines were, President Trump coming in and Nick Saban speaking. But the thing about it is nobody can ever take away your education for you, right? Like it is such a monumental accomplishment in your life. It's such an honor to graduate from a great university like the University of Alabama. I found it was interesting kind of scrolling through the list of people who graduated from Alabama. One of the names that popped up is Jeremiah Alexander. And I really thought that Jeremiah Alexander would have played here at Alabama. He could never really get on the field at the inside linebacker position. I get it. A lot of it is because you had Deontay Lawson, you had Justin Jefferson come in. I thought that Jeremiah Alexander would have gotten the field more. Anyways, he transfers to Clemson, but he still gets his degree from the University of Alabama. Right? Am I wrong? Didn't we feel that Jeremiah Alexander was going to play more here? Or play? And truth be told, the 2 times that I did see Jeremiah Alexander play, it was in the spring game, and Richard Young literally got him and put him into the ground. Now, I'm not I would never say anything, wasn't true. I mean, that's physically what happened. There was another time, I think on the goal line, where Richard Young again hit Jeremiah Alexander, and he kind of went back. So anyways, Jeremiah Alexander going out to Clemson. Clemson's favored to win the ACC. We'll talk about the odds kind of on the back end of the show. I guess people are expecting Clemson to be pretty good. And shoot, they made the playoffs last year. Josh Cuevas, another guy that came in from Washington, right? He got his degree. Graham Nicholson, the kicker who left, he got his degree. And then Geno Vandermark, who transferred from Michigan State, he also got his degree. So good to see those guys who transferred from somewhere else finishing up their college educations. And one of the guys that I certainly wanted to highlight is Jam Miller, right? Graduates from the University of Alabama. Can we just get like a thumbs up for Jam Miller inside the comment box? Let me ask you, do you think that Jam Miller will run for 1,000 yards here at the University of Alabama this season? I'm looking up collectively how many yards that Jam Miller has rushed for in his career. Because I've been on the Jam Miller train for a long time. And I still feel like he's a little bit underrated. So he's rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career, in 2022, he ran for 223 yards, Jam Miller. In 2023, he ran for 201 yards. In 2004, last season, ran for 668 with 7 touchdowns. I don't think he'll run for 1,000 yards either. I think I'm hyping him up, and, there's reason to gas a player like Jam Miller up, but I think that it'll be a running back by committee as well, right? I mean, you have a lot of really good running backs, and there's nothing. Look, we don't have to get a running back to 1,000 yards for it to be a successful season, or for even him to be, valued as a really good running back. He's a good running back. I just think you have a variety of backs, as we've spoken about many times, that can handle the workload. Richard Young, Daniel Hill, Draylen Washington, right? Matt brings up an interesting point inside the comment box. Appreciate it, Matt. Love catching up with you. And you're a member of our Facebook page as well. Matt Dunn says, inside the comment box, I think he's overrated. Misses open holes too often. There was a particular play, and thanks for the comment, Matt. As we dive into, rewatching these players and going over Pro Football Focus grades and, hearing from the coaches, that's something that, we can stand out. I don't necessarily agree with that. One of the things that I would like to point out, too, about Jam Miller that I do like is pass blocking in terms of picking up blitzes. There's been a couple different times where Jam Miller stayed back there, and he has taken on linebackers. There was one particular play. Do you remember this? Against Georgia. It's a Georgia linebacker who came in, and I think it was option read. Might have been from Milroe to the outside. Miller hit this dude, and the guy's helmet, do you remember this? It popped off from Georgia. So Jam Miller is certainly more north and south. And I guess the running back that has the most wiggle in the backfield is Kevin Riley, but just kind of a hats off to somebody who I have a lot of respect for, and that's Jam Miller. All these guys graduating. So congratulations if you graduated, if you're out there and you just got your degree. Congratulations. And remember that nobody can take away your education. So congratulations to all of our graduates. All right, this is major, okay? This is one of the biggest topics in college football. And wherever you sit kind of on the political spectrum, at least have a voice. That's the right that we get, right? And it's always Military Appreciation Day here on Bama Football on YouTube. And we have respect for the president here. We have respect for our elected officials. And this will not be ever like a political show. But I think it's important that we value the fact that we do have rights to be political. We have rights to go to the right. We have rights to go to the left. We have rights to go to whichever church we want. We have rights, right? And freedom is never free. That's why I always say thank you to those that have served in the military in the past. And that's why I appreciate those that are currently serving, because us out there collectively will never understand, for the most part, what it's not like to not have freedoms. Like, we have freedoms. We can do whatever we want. You want to be a YouTube guy? Come be a YouTube guy. You want to go to another job? Go to another job. You want to go check out another church? Go check out another church. So that's, something that is really important to me is freedom, right? But on the college football spectrum, the president was in Tuscaloosa. It's a big deal. Think about all the places in the world that, president could be. We're talking the president. And here in Tuscaloosa, we have probably honestly, Coach Saban, the wisdom that he has, and I've said this a long time ago, he's probably one person in a time where college football needs it most is somebody like Coach Saban to maybe save college football. There's absolutely Coach Trump, President Trump, and Coach Saban. He's going to respect what Coach Saban has to say, right? The wisdom, the way that Coach Saban carries himself. And so right now there's talk of some executive order because the president met with Nick Saban and met with Senator Tommy Tuberville, right? And there's some really good articles, and I'm sure you guys saw a lot of them out there. But basically, Saban has said that NIL has hurt college sports. He's not against players getting paid. He's for that. But the way that there's no guardrails, right? And president agreed. And he said that he would explore an executive order. There's no draft yet in terms of this being written out. And it's unclear how NCAA or the courts would respond to something like this. I have no idea. But the NCAA, let's face it, it seems confused. And it seems completely overwhelmed by how everything is changing. It seems like this is college football, and it's like a snowball. And the NCAA is just getting wrapped up and completely lost, right? The White House can't directly control college athletics, but an order would maybe limit the power and could draw attention, right? It could escalate maybe tension between the executive branch and courts. I have no idea. I'm telling you, where this is about to go, who the hell knows? But there needs to be some sort of guardrails, right? So we'll keep an eye on it and to see what happens. It's all over the place right now. And I'm sure you've been following kind of the House versus NCAA. That's supposed to take place on July 1. It got pushed back, potentially because a judge doesn't like how the walk-ons are being treated. Who knows? It is certainly interesting. But the positive is at least we have somebody like Coach Saban fighting for college athletics, right? So we'll keep you posted on that. I just thought, who better than Coach Saban to be there. And I did watch. I watched the president here, and I watched Coach Saban. Coach Saban handles himself at such an incredible fashion. And the story that I love, before I move to my next segment, did you see this? I'm sure you saw it. I thought it was hilarious. So Coach Saban tells a story. And he said that in 2017, 2018, when they won the national championship, they went out to the White House. And Coach Saban's like, he was the only president. Trump is the only president that invited him into the Oval Office. So he goes into the Oval Office with 3 captains. And the captains walk into the Oval Office. And with Saban, and Rashaan Evans is like, he sees there's this button, right? It's like this red button. And it's like this big button. And Rashaan Evans is like, is that what you press to shoot the missiles? and President Trump's like, why don't you press it and find out? So Rashaan Evans is like, nah, I don't want to shoot a missile. So president's like, yeah, press it. Yeah, let's see what happens. So finally, I don't know who musters up, and someone presses it, and the door opens, and it's a lady with a Coke on a tray. Did you see this? I thought it was one of the funniest stories. Coach Saban has the best stories. Anyways, so I love DC. I used to live in DC. I worked on Capitol Hill. I lived in physical DC. I lived in Virginia. I loved every second about it. So we'll see what happens. And I don't know if an executive order is coming, but if there's anybody that can save college football, it's this man right here, Coach Saban's. So we also hit the Kentucky Derby. Who watched the Kentucky Derby? Post a horse. Is there a racehorse emoji? Post a racehorse emoji inside the comment box. if you watched the Kentucky Derby. I caught the back end of it. Like I said, I had played golf. I literally watched it on my phone. So in case you didn't, Sovereignty, who had 7-1 odds, came out of the gate number 18 and defeated Journalism, a 3-1 favorite, right? What was interesting to me about the Derby was how much mud there was. My goodness, it looked like the horses were running in like a foot of mud. Did you see this? Southern Red doesn't want to live in D.C. Man, but the mud got the mudders. The mudder was a mudder. So the first leg of the Triple Crown has been wrapped up. And that goes to Sovereignty, right? We got the Preakness Stakes and then the Belmont Stakes coming up May 17th. And then on June 7th. The last Triple Crown winners goes to Justify in 18 and then American Pharoah in 2015. Wow, that was a long time ago. Right? I love me some Derby. And the week before, I was talking about Talladega, how I've never been out to the raceway. And I asked you if I should be, obliged to go over there, check it out. You all said yes, so maybe that's something that I'll do in 2026. But that's the Derby. So then it got me thinking, okay, I need your help here real quick. What is our favorite horse movie? Honestly, because there's some pretty good ones out there. These are I saw Chris already listed one. Seabiscuit. It is unbelievable. Secretariat. And then I started listing out a couple that stood out to me, like Hidalgo. Is anybody? I'm serious. His mother was a mutter. Hey, DW, Ingram, Seinfeld. His mother was a mutter? His mother was a mutter. What'd I just tell you? And Kramer goes out and he bets on the horses when he's supposed to spend that money on parking tickets. The Horse Whisperer, the Black Stallion. Right? I don't know. I think that for me, I would probably go, honestly, I might watch Seabiscuit today. I don't have time to watch movies, but maybe I'll have it on, when I'm eating lunch or something like that. Seabiscuit was a hell of a movie, and I love Hidalgo. Hidalgo is such a good movie. Remember, it's like they race across the Sahara Desert. You remember this? Hidalgo is incredible. Great movie. Yeah, and Seabiscuit. That's the one that Seabiscuit's my favorite with Tobey Maguire. And it was Seabiscuit. Let's see, Seabiscuit. Yeah, and it was Seabiscuit. Do you remember this? Seabiscuit versus War Admiral. Do you remember this? So Seabiscuit had to face what was the story? It was War Admiral? Look this up. They still have this on footage. It was a 1938 match, right? Just a straight up Seabiscuit versus War Admiral. And War Admiral was a gigantic horse. One of the greatest races. So yeah, Seabiscuit probably my favorite. All right, if you want to get into Monday's hoodie, we'll spin the pinwheel at the back end of the show. This is what we got today. Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. We already got Ruben Poole, Case, Lisa, Brandon, Claire Moore, and Army 3275. So plenty of spots. $10 to enter. And if you want to get into it, we'll have other raffles, obviously, throughout the week. A portion of this goes back to a Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. So I know it. You know what? It over at Silver Lakes. And I know here in Tuscaloosa, there was a terrible storm. Was it Friday night? Even in Gadsden. That was my first time in Gadsden, Alabama. I liked it. It was a nice city. No complaints. Honestly. I didn't realize that Gadsden, Alabama was that big. Not that it's like this huge city, but they have the big lake in the city. They have, there's rivers running through it. There's water everywhere. Good spot. Tough golf course. Tough golf course. Holy cow. All right, we check in with the college football odds. I'll go full screen on this so you can see this. College football odds check in. The Heisman favorite up at the left, you got Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, plus 1,800 or plus 800. You have Arch Manning, Texas, plus 800. Cube Nick at Clemson, plus 900. Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State, 1,200. And Julian Sain at plus 1,300? He hadn't even started a game. And then on the right for the conference, that's what I was saying earlier in the show. Like, in terms of, like, people are expecting Clemson to be really good. I like it. I didn't even see where Florida State was in the ACC, but you have Clemson at plus 145, Miami. Wow, Clemson's a huge favorite in the ACC, at least for right now. Miami might have some value, I guess, because of their quarterback, but they've had a lot of transfers going out. And then in the Big 12, a lot of people talking about Texas Tech, right, at plus 550. ASU, Kansas State. I would say Arizona State, considering they have their quarterback coming back. Hey, Alicia, we got you inside for the cash app. I got you, Alicia. Thanks for joining the hoodie raffle. And then Big Ten, Ohio State at plus 210. Penn State, I guess they're expecting Penn State to be really good again. Oregon, I mean, that should be clearly a three-horse race in the SEC. Texas, the big favorite, followed by Georgia at plus 400, Alabama at plus 500, and then LSU at plus 950. Chad, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here, bro. It's all good, Chad. Yeah, Kings, Riz, what's up, man? Yeah, I think you're right. And Garrett Nussmeier, I've talked this guy up a lot, but I've said this many different times. Against Alabama, he didn't do anything. Nothing. Arch Manning hasn't played a game. Klubnik, pretty good quarterback. I don't know if they have the weapons for him to really win a Heisman. Jeremiah Smith, clearly that guy. I mean, who knows what he's capable of. I believe at plus 1,200, might as well. That's some great value. Julian Sain hasn't started a game. I mean, are we sure he's even going to be the quarterback? All right. Oh, man, Army 3275 asking about my golf scores. You know, I didn't play well Saturday or Sunday, so 90s. Yeah, low 90s. It was really wet. So I didn't play well, but I don't let those scores kind of define like my overall game or, you know, deter me from like competing. I love to compete. So they're flighted against your handicap, but it was wet. So that, you know, playing a tough course like that, wet conditions, you know, is what it is. The green, there was nothing wrong with the greens. So sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. I played better on Sunday yesterday. Jalen Milroe impresses with the Seattle Seahawks in minicamp. A lot of this from CBS Sports, right? Milroe is the third quarterback drafted by the Seahawks since 2010. And it's been interesting to note that in this minicamp, there's been no designed quarterback runs. It's been a traditional NFL scheme. He's been calling the plays from the huddle, right? Cadences, dropbacks, multiple read progressions, time throws. And we've noted this for a long time, that he's working with Jordan Palmer, right, on mechanics. Recently, Milroe said, you know, he's trying to be a more efficient passer, a better quarterback. That's the great thing about Jalen Milroe is we've seen nothing but wanting to get better from him. The great thing about him is he understands what he's really good at, but I think Milroe understands that he needs to develop as a quarterback, right? He knows, like, he's not where he wants to be, when I think there's some other quarterbacks out there that aren't as open to that sort of criticism. Hopefully things work out for him. I saw a photo of him and Robbie Oots together, and I love it. Love to see these guys in the NFL. I would imagine that Milroe's, you know, number 2 right now with the Seahawks, which is great. Great landing spot for him, to be honest. Mike G, what's up, man? Good to see you. It's been a minute. I think we'll have a call-in show tomorrow on the 6th. I don't know if we'll have a morning Cinco de Mayo show. But good things for Jalen Milroe. I look, I'm excited to see the story, and I'm pulling for the guy. I really am. really pulling for the guy. Glad that things have moved on from Alabama, but 100% pulling for the guys that have gone from Alabama to the NFL, especially a quality person like this. And I think Seattle, if you're a Seahawks fan, ride it out, see how it goes for you. But this guy is quality. He'll be a positive addition to the locker room. And, Jordan Palmer can tweak him up. We'll see what happens. Yeah, good to see you, Mike G. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Did you guys see this? Ryan Williams, he had a massive youth camp. He's been having, I think he had one in Huntsville as well. Look at the line. This is courtesy of AL.com, this photo right here. I think I'm starting to feel that the most popular, and help me out, because I go back to 2017. Over that time, I feel that the most popular player here was Tua. That's my opinion. But I'm changing that now to Ryan Williams. I think Ryan Williams, probably because he's from the state of Alabama, I think he has surpassed, and I think he's the most popular player that Alabama has had during that time. Now, help me out. Has there been a player under Coach Saban that has been more loved by the fans than Ryan Williams? And look, this is early in Ryan Williams' career. I mean, the thing that helps Ryan Williams is he has this like beautiful aura about him. Great dude. He's, got like, he looks happy. He's himself. I think it's Ryan Williams. I think he might be the most popular player. Seriously. So inside the comment box, yeah, but Bryce's personality was nothing compared to Ryan. Bryce is obviously an amazing person, amazing human being. But in terms of the I think Ryan Williams, in terms of the personality and being from here, AJ, all right, so Matt Dunn saying AJ, Mark Ingram. I mean, clearly there's going to be a ton of them, right? I'm just curious to see what you had to say. But Ryan Williams, what he's doing right now is just like, oof. Yo, Ruben, and what's up, Ruben? Yo, Ruben, you're in the hoodie game a couple times now. I appreciate this. The super, Ruben. Ruben says, let's see what Ruben has to say. Good to see you, Ruben. Ruben's been here. Ruben, how long you been watching the show? Ruben's been here. I mean, let me ask you that too, as we get to the back end of the show before we do the pinwheel. How long have you been watching Bama Football on YouTube? Curious, because this is now, this is the eighth year of the channel. Daniel Adams, yeah, this is the picture of Ryan Williams. Oh, yeah, Daniel Adams is talking about the autograph picture of Ryan Williams. Yeah, it like went down one end zone and came back the other. Not end zone to end zone, just kind of sideline to sideline. Man, some of those old videos that we have on here are hilarious. But we were trying it. We was like trying to cook up. We were trying to fly the plane, right? Third season for me, okay. Alabama Renegades been here since last year. Yeah, clearly we gained a lot of people last year. Okay, Ruben Poole say like 2 or 3 years. I mean, Julio's always going to be probably one of the most popular players. I mean, he has car dealerships here, right? All right, let's do a little pinwheel action on the back end, and we'll get to it. Lance, what's up, man? Lance is saying Ryan better get a grip on social media. We'll reach far more fans. Dude, he is a mega star. Mega star. All right, Marcus in late with the super. What's up, Marcus? Good to see you, bro. Oh, 2003. What's up, Southern Red? Hey, Jimmy, good morning to you. We're going to do the pinwheel in just a second. I'll put the timestamps in the show in case you want to watch like segment by segment. We covered a wide range today. And that'll be, I know it's still spring, but I kind of consider this the start of the summer. Kids start getting out of school. So. And the shows might be a little bit shorter. they might, still hit the hour threshold. Obviously, when the season gets here, I kind of consider the start of the season SEC Media Days, don't you? That's when we'll, start the longer ranging shows, and there's copious amounts of topics. But for now, we'll cover the topics as they come in, and we'll get through the summer together. Steve Taylor inside the comment box says, I retired last July. I've been pretty regular. Good to hear that, man. I'm glad you're here. Chad Kennedy in with the raffle as well. All right. Hey, and Dan Caraway, yours went out today. Your hoodie from last week went out today. So keep us posted on that. And then Alex got his, and Chad Kennedy, you got your stuff as well. Yeah, I remember the football magazines used to hit as well, right? Phil Steele, Athlon Sports. I don't even know if they still do that. All right, Chris Waldman. Yeah, all right. I said Alicia, but yeah, I'll change that to Chris Waltz, man. All right. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to take a quick commercial. I'll come right back, and we'll spin the pinwheel. Hang tight. It'll be like a minute. All right, we're back. Just like that. Our commercials don't take long. All right, this is the pinwheel. All right, this is for the green hoodie. This is my email. I'll put it inside the comment box. If you do win the hoodie, email me, and we'll ship it out as fast as we can. As I mentioned, Dan, yours went out today, and then Alex, you've got yours. Chad, you've got yours, and the other winners, you get yours as well. Guys, ready for some Monday pinwheel? Remember, a portion of this goes back to this Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen, too. So appreciate you guys joining in on that effort. All right, pinwheel starts. 3, 2. Let me get the music right. No. Is this it? Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome to Bama Football on YouTube. This is the Pinwheel with Kyle Henderson, where you win Alabama gear, Bama gear, and Bama news every single day. Venmo is Bama_YouTube. Cash App is Bama YouTube. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Today we're raffling off the green Alabama hoodie following the Kentucky Derby on Cinco de Mayo. I'm so stupid. All right, I appreciate you guys being here. We will do the pinwheel in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pinwheel starts now. Here we go. Who's going to be? Is it Ruben Poole? Ruben Poole finally gets in there. Ruben Poole, congratulations, bro. Hit me up. I put the email inside the comment box. Thank you so much for playing the pinwheel. I appreciate you guys for watching today's show. Wherever you're coming from, please be safe. Stay where your feet are at. Remember, I do have a men's devotional channel, which I just started up. It's in the infancy stages, but I appreciate you guys if you guys will check it out. Bama football news as it happens. Live every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for rocking with me each and every day right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Have a really good day, and I'll catch you soon. See ya.